This is my first YouTube video in the past 10 years. So this is crazy. Did I think I'll be back on here? Absolutely not. Does the Lord direct you into ways that are beyond your reason and expectations? Absolutely. So that's why we are here. I'm going to kickstart our first YouTube video on talking about two particular films that I've watched recently and the things that I have learned from them and the things that I have dissected from these films, and also things that I think everybody should take away from these two particular films, specifically Sinners and also The Substance. I watched the early screening for Sinners and it's a 9.5 out of 10, 100%. The only reason is because I saw one and I felt one inconsistency in the film, and that's the only reason. But other than that, my Ryan Coogler is a movie of 2025. I feel like it has done exceptionally well, not only in terms of like the box office and like the views and the revenue after, but I feel like he created his own genre. He mixed in so many different genres into the movie, and I could really experience every single genre, and it was too good. And seeing another dark-skinned woman on my screen as a love interest is a beautiful thing, and I think a lot of us think that representation is there, but when representation comes again and shows us how it's done, and it is done very well, I love that. I love that. So as a dark-skinned woman, seeing another dark-skinned woman play a multi-sub-genre movie and a love interest, I absolutely love that, period. The first bit that I have taken away from Sinners is how supernatural music is. I feel like some of us think that music is just words put together with a little soundtrack in the background and we just move along. But actually, I think the movie shows how music is so powerful. I mean, personally speaking, I'm still listening to the soundtrack of the movie. I love the soundtrack. I actually listen to soundtracks a lot, like when I'm reading or if I'm doing something that I just want to listen to a specific soundtrack again. I listen to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack over and over again. I think I know every note. I mean, I don't know notes because I'm not a musician, but I feel like I know that music. I know the sound of Lord of the Rings. The reason why I love soundtracks is because whenever you put that song on, it reminds you of the scene that you love in that movie. And I think Sinners shows and discusses how spiritual and how deep music actually is, and I think a lot of us miss that and a lot of us forget it. I spoke about this the other day of how TV and film are such beautiful commentaries to our society and our day-to-day and our lives that we see, but I also feel like these films, these supernatural fantasy sci-fi films, are also conversations and commentary on things that we don't see, such as the spiritual side, such as the things that happens beyond, our day-to-day and our physical life. These are spiritual commentary as well, because like where do these people get these from? Like, where do these creators and directors and producers get these ideas from? Like, nothing can come out of nothing. The fact that people can create films that are supernatural and that are beyond like our norm and our day-to-day and our normal earth, like that means there surely must be something going on here. I also feel like Sinners is a good conversation starter around religion and exploitation of religion. Like, I watch so many crime documentaries. I watch so many like documentaries around cults and how cults can be created and how like religion has been exploited by man. It happens. It's gonna happen. It keeps happening. I don't think we should be afraid of like seeing content or seeing films discussing religion in a way of like bad, because I like, we are this is 2025. Like, it's been happening. People have twisted the word of God, people have twisted the Bible, people have twisted religion throughout generations. So whenever I see that on the film, I'm just like, yeah, it is true. And that does not invalidate Christianity. It doesn't invalidate people's experiences with God. It doesn't invalidate religion as a whole. It happened. It's been happening. It will happen again. But it doesn't invalidate faith. I think Sinners is such a great movie to ask yourself, like, what are the things that I'm actually entertaining in this life? Like, what are the things that I have said yes to? What have I welcomed into my life? I hope every single person picked up on this, that when you say yes to something, when you're welcoming something in, do you know the consequences of that? Yeah. Do we know the consequences of that? Do we know, or do you know what you're allowing into your life? We have the autonomy and the free willpower to say no to certain things and to invite certain things into our lives. And that's for us to choose what those things are, you know? And I think I'm a person that, like, I don't play around when it comes to spirituality. Like, I don't play when it comes to religion. I don't play when it comes to spiritual things. I don't play. Like, me personally, I don't play with those type of things. So when I'm watching it now, I'm like, yeah, this is real. Like, this is real. Like, you saying come in, you're invited. Hello. Do you know who you were inviting? Yeah, we gotta be sharp. When I watched this movie, I genuinely was making notes. I was making notes throughout this movie. I kid you not. Oh my days. This movie, I posted it on my Instagram the other day and people replied saying they had an I put it on my story the other day on my Instagram and people replied saying they had an absolute crisis after watching that movie, not only because of this horror, but because of what it was talking about women. And if you have been following me on Instagram and on TikTok for a long time, you would know I am an advocate for women. I love women things. I love discussing things about women. So the fact that I waited so long to watch this movie was just disgusting. Was absolutely horrendous. The fact that I waited so long to watch The Substance was just ridiculous. Like, it was just such a bad move for me. The fact that, like, I was not in the wave of The Substance was just so bad. Sensational movie, great movie, 3 main characters, and they just carried the whole film, in my personal opinion. That movie was carried by only 3 people. The reason why The Substance even became a thing was because of a middle-aged white man saying horrible things about a woman and her age. Personally speaking, I don't think that was unintentional. I think that was very intentional. I think that was on purpose. I think it was showing a type of class and demographic that has a huge hand on the world that we live in today. The world is very much the men deciding what is right and what is good for women in society. And again, I am not on this whole thing of men versus women. I am not for that. I am not that type of girl, but I love women. Listen, your appearance actually truly does not matter. It matters a lot, but appearance shouldn't be the overarching thing that defines a woman. Their character and who they are as a person should, because even at the end, when I'm not going to spoil it, well, even at the end of the movie, if you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. But at the end of the movie, she was the same person, but she looked very different. She looked different, but she was the same person, right? And that's why she kept on saying, it's me. And it's me. But it's like, she's basically saying, like, I am the same person. I am the girl that you liked that was young. I am the older version. I am all of these women that you have loved and you've experienced and you had experience with. However, you think I'm a monster because of how I look now. And I think that speaks about how we've put women down into just about appearance. Women are not just for mannequins, or women are just not for visual context. Like, we are more than just a visual context. Like, we are more than just what we look like and how we appear. We have so much more to us. Our character, our personality, our dislikes, our likes, all these things, our background, our culture, our heritage, our genetics, our quirks, everything. Like, there's so much more to women than just for our appearance. Your appearance is not the core of you, but your appearance is just an addition to you. Your appearance is an addition to who you are. It's not the core of who you are. When you were created, there was intention behind every single thing that was created about you. also think the substance was a representation of maintenance as women. I don't know if I've not seen anyone talk about this. I think I've seen a couple of people online talk about this, but I also think the substance was a great representation of women having to maintain this sort of lifestyle, this sort of appearance. And it's like you have to do it on a daily basis, you have to do it on a weekly basis, you have to do it on a monthly basis, and to maintain this youthful appearance that society wants us to continue having. She was describing her older self as gross, old, fat, disgusting. I was like, where did this inner hate come from? Where did this inner hate come from? And the other line where she says, there is no she in you, you are one. The battle and the struggle that both of them were having was just a great representation, again, of the internal conflict that we have as women when it comes to our appearance. I think it's a conversation around, oh, do I look good today? I don't like how I look. And it's like these inner thoughts that you wouldn't necessarily say out loud, but it's so deep within and in our subconscious that it's like, that's why Sue was doing the things that she was doing, because it is there. Like the feelings that she had towards her older self was there, but it's never been exposed. Like it was only happening because she had full reins and full control. But I also think, you know, if you think about it, like the thoughts that we have about ourselves as women, like when we look at ourselves in the mirror, like, do we truly love the way that we looked, or are we just, you know, suppressing those emotions down? And if you were given an opportunity to change how you look, would you go and take it? Do you get what I mean? Body horror didn't really get to me at all. I actually was watching a movie, making notes, and I completely forgot the movie was horror. I was making so many notes about the movie that I forgot the movie was horror. Like, I genuinely forgot about it. I was just like, this movie is just so good. Like, I am a theme girl. When I watch a film, even if the film is like 2 out of 5, would I even finish the movie? That's a bit of an exaggeration. I'm very much a theme lover. Like, if I love the theme of the movie, if I love what I'm taking away from this movie, I will love the movie. Like, even if it's like a short film on YouTube for like 5 minutes and I've taken something so extraordinary from the short film, I will love that movie. Let me know your thoughts on these movies and the things that you have learned from these movies too, because I'm very interested to hear and see what you think. And also, if you have any recommendations for me to watch, then let me know as well, because I am keen to see those too. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on TikTok on hellomichaellaevelyn, because I'm also there very regularly. Very regularly. But yeah, this has been fun. This has been great, my first YouTube video. Yeah, until next time, I will see you very soon.